All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for Dororo, episode 1.
And we did the right amount of rows.
Yes. We didn't have a stutter. We didn't have a...
Nope, we didn't have a Dororo issue. Yeah, exactly.
So, this show was... this show was picked in a poll to replace Slime. Mm-hmm. And this show came out rather recently.
Indeed.
And it's still ongoing, I believe, but the overall kind of look of it seems to be some kind of, like, what was that movie?
Like Sort of the Stranger?
Sort of the Stranger kind of look, regarding it. At least that's what it reminds me of. We've got this, like, kid, and we've got, like, an older kind of samurai.
And was... I forget. Is this one that was like adapted from like a really old material?
I think so. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay.
All I know is that a lot of people have been requesting that we react to it.
Yeah. So here we are.
And here we are. I don't have the foggiest clue though what the story is about.
Maybe there will be fog.
Yeah. Yeah. If anything, I am excited to go into a story like with just no clue, and yet also have the whole feudal Japan potential era thing going on. Yeah, because almost all the ones correlating to that, I like. I've read specific things in history about that period and stuff. So.
Like how will it be different than just like the Sword of the Stranger but a TV show?
Right. So yeah, y'all. Let's just jump right into it. Wait, what? Motorcycles? What? 3D?
Is this gonna be like a time travel show where like they time travel back to feudal Japan?
Oh, Mappa Studio. Studio Mappa.
That
makes a lot more. It makes a lot more sense now. But hey, they're very proud of what they've done. Yeah. Oh, giving birth to the main character.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. Okay. That did not look human.
A person that might have been skinned or something.
Hall of Hell. Oh, okay.
All right.
Oh.
All right.
I forsake my humanity. Jojo.
So is this the dad like a long time ago? And like the scar is some kind of like mark?
Possibly, yeah.
Okay.
This is them setting kind of the theming for the story as well.
Sure.
This world is cruel.
Oh. Okay.
Yep. Okay. So how literal with regards to the demons are we being here?
Considering it's at the beginning, it could be 100% literal.
Yeah.
Okay, definitely literal.
What do you want? You're making your deal. Oh, so he's not thinking of them.
Wow. And here we thought he was a decent guy.
Nope. Not at all. It's a demand?
Alright, let's make a contract.
Firstborn child. Yep. Oh, and they respond.
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh my God!
So this is how he gets the scar. Yeah.
Maybe he's in constant fear about anything good happening to him because nothing's been taken yet, maybe.
Well, and they might take his wife, too.
Yeah. Oh, yep, there it is.
Oh,
there
wow.
It is.
Okay.
Wow.
And it didn't blow off the roof. Okay.
No, because it's spiritual.
Why is the wife not freaking out? Everyone else seems...
Oh, is it a monster? Oh! And it's alive.
Okay. Gotcha, and this is the explanation for why the baby wasn't immediately killed or something.
Right.
He's like
the
price.
contract.
On the sharp teeth and everything. Okay.
Wait, the effigy of Buddha.
Yeah.
Oh, and she's like,
Her
bad
prayer.
luck. The midwife is like, screw this, I'm out. Like, this is bad luck.
Well, or potentially that was the plea of the wife,
Right.
basically. You know?
But the midwife was the one that said the Buddha sacrificed.
Right.
And the midwife was the one that ran out screaming. Okay, OP time, here we go. So which one is the kid, basically?
Well, it seems to be the main. Well,
that's the thing,
no,
though.
because no skin. So
yeah, like or neither of them.
Right. Is this like the setup for the villain? Maybe the villain's gonna. But
well, I think if anything, the dad is clearly the villain.
Sure.
Like,
but then that would make it seem like the kid is the main character, right? But that. Wait. Oh, okay.
Wow. All right, I'm looking forward to the action.
Yeah,
I'm looking forward to the action.
Well, and
oh, that's cool.
All right.
So this is the hopeful youngster, and then we've got the tired Ronin, like forced to fight.
Well, but that's that thing. There's like an arm blade. Like
so, is it?
Yeah. So whoever that was is probably the kid.
Okay, gotcha. And that's where they're having the fire in the eyes specifically.
Yeah.
God. All right. Well, this is disturbing.
Oh. Okay.
Oh, this can't be simple enough. Well, the other thing is that the demons might have plans for the baby, you know?
Right. Uh-huh.
Oh, luck. The devil's luck.
Oh,
you know?
Nice.
Yeah. Hey, Grandma, you should... Oh, well. Oh,
okay.
Never mind, Grandma. I was about to say, Grandma, you should leave.
I was gonna say, this has some Berserk feelings to it, like with the mark of the... Wait, what?
What the heck?
Do we have bards in this world?
What? Wait, yes, please,
what?
Yes. I am all about this, yes.
Okay.
Maybe. Okay. So this is a humans and, kind of yokai, monsters, feudal Japan. So this is all the prologue, basically.
So that bard guy didn't...
Nope. Nothing.
Okay.
16 years later. Okay. And then this is the other one.
Sure.
It's a girl doing kind of the scam thing to survive, Oh, okay. All right, here we go. Roll credits. And now she's trying to sell him off.
Yeah.
I sense a chase coming on here. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah. Okay.
And these two are fated to be...
Yeah.
Have their stories intertwined.
It's curious that... Oh!
Yep, literally crap. Okay, so Dororo is a boy?
I think so. Actually, it's giving me a very Sword of the Stranger kind of vibe.
I think Dororo is a girl, though.
Well, I mean, the voice actor is definitely a girl, but that's normal for kids.
Oh, puppy. Oh! He didn't run far enough.
Oh! Oh!
Oh, no. No, no, we don't hurt puppies, no. Oh! Run, run!
Yeah.
They're gonna kill you now. The spunk on this one. Run now!
Oh, in the eye.
Oh! Yeah. This kid has a death wish. You better run.
Yeah.
Dororo, run. Oh, here we go. Oh, crap. The ominous Ronin. Yeah, the skin is too perfectly even, but also the eyes aren't moving. Oh, and you see how the hand isn't grabbing? Oh.
Okay.
Blind badass. Here we go.
Yeah. Oh. Some sort of aquatic monster.
Oh!
Oh.
Well, we have a slime creature.
Oh, well, yeah. Running time.
Whoa! What? What?
Okay.
What?
Okay.
That movement, though.
Hold on. So...
Oh my god! This is so cool! They didn't kill it.
Right. Did that defeat it? Like, just gonna wash down current, or...?
Right.
Okay. So the hands can actually grab things, okay. What, she actually can hear.
Oh.
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 Okay.
What's going on? Alright, here's Daiga.
Whoa.
Okay, we got a huge landslide.
The other child.
Yeah.
We still don't know the name of our main character.
I don't think they have a name. That's the point.
Sure.
They were taken before they could even be named.
Wow. Just like sort of Stranger.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and fake nose.
Yeah.
Or is it? Or it could just be the lighting.
Whoa. So they have skin now.
Right.
Like actual
eyes,
skin.
I think.
I don't think eyes, no.
Maybe?
No,
Okay.
the eyes aren't moving. So this is an interesting show.
Right. So is it like
it's very simple.
Yeah, is it a redemption thing? Is it that the demons aren't in charge anymore? Like a new demon voided their contracts or whatever? Or like
he's hunting demons. That's the point.
Right, he's hunting demons, but like the demons in the Hall of Hell place were split in half by a bolt of lightning. So
I think that's because he killed this one.
Okay.
So that was one of the demons.
Alright. And if he kills like all 12 of the demons or whatever,
he can renege the contract, basically.
Sure. Okay.
So this is a very simple story, I think, where you have a main character who's lost a lot.
Yeah,
Another main character who's the one that is probably going to go through the coming-of-age story.
Right.
Because they seem to have a lot of flaws, like, right now.
Yes.
Dororo.
Yeah.
And since Dororo is the name of the show...
Right, which is kind of surprising.
Right. In some ways, they're the... Oh, nice. The speaking but can't hear. Cool. Okay, this is a dark show.
Yeah.
This is a very dark show. But
I mean,
it also
to be
has
expected of older anime, like, you know, if source material-wise.
Right, but it's also something that has an element of mystery and, I would say, kind of a simple, humble beginnings type story. It's not a story that's very complex, and yet there's this aspect of maybe mythology that we're maybe just not as aware of. But it seemed like it seemed like we have a very simple story of the evil father who basically desires power.
Right.
So he'd give up anything for power.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Gives basically demons a blank check. And these are real, actual demons.
Legit, yeah.
Now, this kid that's born loses a whole
Almost
bunch
everything.
of everything that makes them look human.
Now, okay, crazy thought.
Mm-hmm.
But this is the demon's way that they're screwing over the dad.
Yes.
Because basically, I don't know if I can even say the main character necessarily, but the child will grow up and kill the dad. That's my theory.
Yes, definitely.
And that basically, as they kill the demons, potentially parts of the contract that the demons had with them, will then become null and void, right?
Right. So
because it was their will maintaining it or whatever, right?
Right, and then the demons will reclaim the soul of the father, basically. So this is all their way of probably causing violence?
Potentially.
Okay.
Or it's just something where there's nothing there, and then the final thing will be that the kid will kill the father.
But then what do the demons get out of this?
Okay.
That's my thing, is that I think that what's going to happen is they're basically... I don't know where Japanese mythology kind of fits into this whole thing here with regards to how their evil spirits operate in the physical world in their myth.
Right.
But what I would assume on some level is that they are just like kind of most other kind of demons in myth, in that they desire to basically consume humanity in some way.
Sure.
Either their spirits, their body parts, or whatever. It's something that, like, feeds them.
Yeah.
So there's some aspect of them also in this physical world by them maybe possessing aspects of nature. So there's this slimy, greasy crap monster thing.
But it was very killable, almost surprisingly killable. Like, because one of the
things, it was killed.
If it was killed, right? But it seems to have been.
Well, it might just regenerate in the next episode for all we know.
Because one of the things that like they're like, and I probably shouldn't do this much, but I want to make the comparison to like Berserk and stuff like that, right? And the whole idea of like, demons and deals and things like that.
Yeah, but that's more Western myth, though. Well, maybe. Well, no, it's not all Western myth.
But the idea of these demons, they're powerful enough to make deals that have these big consequences and things like that. But this one at least was able to be killed,
we don't know this
whatever.
Was a demon, though. That's
okay. Whatever it was, that's okay. They could have magical creatures or whatever.
Right. There was a thing called a ghoul. That the Bard Master killed it, and he was
that's
like,
true. Okay, so maybe there's ghouls, and those are like the serpents
monsters,
of demons.
basically.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of the spawns that.
Ooh, they could be aspects of certain types of demons. So, they gain power from one of the demons.
But one of the things that probably the thing that surprised me the most was the way they seemed to do the play of the balance of power between the spirits or whatever, because there was the demons, right, and they do the curse, but then there's the fact that the child is alive and everything, and the whole thing of the Buddha, the head being blown off, and the idea of it being a sacrifice or whatever, and the mom was like looking and praying to the Buddha statue as she was giving birth and whatnot. So like, and the fact that the kid survived, like, is that something where basically the demon's power wasn't absolute?
Yeah, maybe in some level the dad, Daiga, freaked out because he says, I've seen no evidence of the Buddha's influence in this world.
Yeah.
And then you see something where it's like
pissed off the Buddha,
or just something where the Buddha basically stood in the gap, basically stood in the way of the child being completely taken.
Yeah.
And gave the child an offer of redemption. But the dad can't deny that, wait a minute, that's not a coincidence. The fact that the Buddha was hit there was either the demons being kind of spiteful and being like, F this Buddha in particular, or it's something of where he's like
standing in the gap a bit.
Ooh, wait, my whole supposition about evil being the only power out there is wrong.
Because then the lightning strike taking out the demon statue, because at first I was wondering, like, okay, is this something where it's like there's like if you're talking about like, you know, demons and there's some hierarchy within the demons, maybe they got ousted from power, right? You know, and which would be a whole crazy other thing.
We should dial back a bit,
right? Because that seems like too much to go into.
This story is way simpler than that, though.
Okay, sure.
Go ahead.
Tell me more about how you know so much about it from the first episode. But,
sorry.
But yeah, that would be unlikely for them to go into all that stuff because, you know, we've got these characters here in a very grounded reality, but there's this other aspect that is supernatural beyond the mundane that is interacting with these characters in ways that we don't fully understand.
Yep.
But the interactions are definitely happening, and that's probably going to be a core point of this show.
Yes.
Because somehow he got his skin back.
Yes.
Right.
The cause-effect relationship seems to be that something happened with regards to his encounter here in his battle, and because he won, on some level this happened.
Yeah.
And that relationship needs to be explored as to, was it actually because he won, or was it something that had some other effect of it, and it just happened, you know, because of something else entirely.
Mm-hmm.
But let's talk about the characters here real quick.
Sure.
They're extremely simple, like extremely simple. In what we've been introduced to. Very straightforward. Yep. It seems like we got the first half of a premiere type mini arc.
Sure, because we still don't really know anything about when I say the kid, I don't mean Dororo, but you know, the child.
The child, yeah. But the premise and the direction for the show hasn't even really been decided yet. We got more focus on this Daiga father character than we did even on really Dororo.
Mm-hmm.
So is this a thing where Daiga is going to have to, you know, maybe not immediately seek out to hunt and kill basically the son, but kind of go on a little bit of a spiritual journey as to figuring out what's going on, and then he will be another perspective character, and that will be just that, because I don't see what Dororo and the child are going to have as their
like main plot kind of a thing.
What's their focus?
Because like traditionally in stories like this, when you have sort of the unlikely ragtag, you know, group of friends or whatever that end up bonding together, whatever size of group it is, right? But in like, say, sort of The Stranger, to use that as an example, the overall story might be how the two characters help each other grow and all that stuff, and you've got lots of wholesome goodness right there, right? But as far as like the plot, there's usually some other external plot that then sort of forces their hand on things, right? And it could be that the child, you know, now grown up, is like specifically hunting these demons or ghouls or whatever, you know, these things are. But even then, we don't know exactly why. We don't know how he survived. You know, we don't know what the overall like direction of the show is going to be. The most we seem to have is that his dad has his ambitions and his empire and everything, and that's probably going to start crumbling.
Yeah.
Like,
and then it'll build to some kind of a head where they will have to fight, and the son will kill the father.
Yeah.
In some level, though, what I like about this is that it basically tells us that the story will be maybe one about regaining humanity.
Sure.
And how one man continually sheds humanity. Because my guess is that this is going to be something that maybe drives the dad to make more deals.
Yeah, I could totally see that happening.
That seems like the kind of thing that they're basically doing is the regardless of what the direct effect is, the dad's seat of power is fragile because he didn't earn it.
Right. And that whole thing with the fish and the dog was very pointed.
Yes.
You know, the idea of like, I want to help you, but I'm not going to give this to you because then you won't know how to fend for yourself. You know, that's kind of the situation that the dad's probably in, you know. And so I would absolutely love to see him make additional deals. Like that so much goodness can be had there.
And they set up the mother to be one that it's not like he's horrible to her.
Right.
She's someone that he at the very least cares about because she'll produce an heir. But I could see her as being the next sacrifice.
Sure.
And then we have a son already, who's there.
Yeah.
He seems to be just kind of a regular boy who probably thinks he's, all that because he seemed to have this like confident,
exactly,
kind of thing.
Well, and his dad's powerful and whatnot. So.
Right.
Yeah.
But what are your thoughts on Dororo as a character? Because it feels like, and again, I'm also not 100% sure that Dororo is a boy.
Right.
Dororo is quite androgynous because one, they're younger, but two,
female voice actor.
So it's
they're
like,
a kid. Yeah.
Because they're a kid. That makes sense and stuff. But do you feel like we need just a little bit more specifically from them in order to like have their hook of their story be more than just kind of kind of the compatriot,
right? Yeah, I feel like they could keep it as just like the sort of the street urchin kind of person for now if they wanted, because they're young enough that like they could be an orphan, all sorts of stuff, like they don't like but I feel like we need to see more of the interactions between Dororo and the child, so that we can see more of the personality of Dororo and, by extension, the child. Because so far we know that Dororo is a fighter and doesn't know when to give up, and is clever, right? Is a schemer, right?
Yes, high cunning, low wisdom.
Right, exactly.
Yes.
And they did have a caring moment with a dog. So there you go. That definitely helps.
They do have a good center, even though they are a scheming little shit, basically. Yeah. And it's interesting because on some level, if this is a character that takes advantage of others to survive slightly, this is interesting because if you have someone that has no physical senses outside of maybe touch, they can't see, can't hear, can't smell, probably can't taste either,
and like how would they even speak? Like, think about
they
it.
Can't. They can't. That's the thing. Dororo might end up being the most important character for them because
their attachment to the entire world.
They're their anchor, basically. And while I love the blind badass trope.
Oh yeah.
I'm like Toph is like right up there and like one of my favorite characters in animation. So having this be the beginning stages here,
right,
and maybe having a progression towards regaining humanity.
Sure.
There's some interesting things they can explore there.
Although if it does take the child a while to speak, I am totally fine with that.
I am totally fine with that too.
Because again, non-verbal communication and storytelling is wonderful.
Yes.
Like
it's difficult though.
It's difficult though.
It's very difficult.
And it's especially difficult in this case where like at least they have skin now, so they can emote, right? Because other than that, like what would you do?
Divinity, they don't have to put a bucket on their head anymore. Yes. Right. They're not an undead-looking monster walking around. Yeah.
But wow, the fight was absolutely gorgeous with how the animation was done and everything, and like arm blades, dual arm blades, awesome.
Yes.
And it was fast, it was fluid. Literally with the slime monster.
Do you notice actually something that's very good here that I am actually genuinely impressed that they didn't do, except for Dororo kind of reacting to what the child was doing. There was almost no exposition.
That's true. The most
almost
that we
none.
got was like, during the time when, human lives were not worth, more than stones, and,
Yeah, but that wasn't tied really as much to characters as it was to just letting us
general
know
setting,
general world building stuff.
Like thematic stuff.
It was a minimal amount of exposition.
Yes, and
it was probably only really pointedly like obvious exposition, like more, I would say, less needed exposition when it was Dororo being like, oh my god, like they're not even looking at us, they're looking over there, like
right,
like
and that's
That's more like kind of reactionary, like,
right, exactly.
what's up with that? You know?
Yeah. But like the whole thing with the hell, what was it? In the hell,
the Hall of Hell.
Hall of Hell, yeah.
Hall of Hell,
like that. They just said that, you know, and that was great. You know, they had the whole thing that happened of the dude going there and, you know, killing the priest and everything, making the deal. Like, the priest was talking for a little bit, but that more seemed like he was trying to dissuade the person from doing what he was about to do, rather than explaining much what was about to happen, you know?
Yeah. Do you think on some level this show is going to go, like, right up to the line of being kind of edgy? Or do you think it's right now this is about, like, the right taste of what level of that they're willing to go for here? Because the dog bit just seemed a bit like, oh, we're a dark story. Like,
they were about to rip a dog apart, you know?
Just to basically, you know, convince this kid that they somehow couldn't catch or something like that.
Right, know? Or, yeah. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
On the one hand, absolutely yes. But on the other hand, since this is with how it's drawn and everything, and especially with how the story's done, you know, like like the whole child thing is in some ways so edgy, like so unbelievably edgy, right down to, you know, like dual arm blades,
right?
That I don't mind it. Like,
okay, gotcha.
Like, because it just seems to all fit. It's like, okay, that's the style we're going for, and it just owns it. Because, like, I feel like with the bad edge, it's because they're being edgy, but it seems like they're trying so hard to be edgy, but then
there's tonal whiplash when
they get exactly edgy. Right.
Sure.
You know, like they'll be edgy, but then they'll like try and throw in like anime comedy or something, and it doesn't work. You know, like
this is a genuinely just depressing setting, so it doesn't really feel off when we have dark stuff going on, and there's the fantastical parts that are while they are pretty cool to look at, and just as ideas go, they're fun concepts. They don't take away anything from the setting because they're more telling us, oh, this is just world building. There is some level of low magic in this world. There's monsters, there's ghouls, there's demons.
There's fighter bards that can, you know, detect spiritual mojo or whatever that was, you know.
That was actually probably one of the best things to set up the abilities of the child. We're just going to call the non-Dororo character the child from here on out. So don't confuse us. We're going to call Dororo
and
the child,
which is probably why this show is called Dororo, you know, because
because there's no name.
Right.
Oh, wait.
What?
That actually is interesting. I wonder if in the myth they'll go into that whole idea of naming. And
and like true names and stuff, and like the child doesn't have a name, so that therefore like
they might have to continue the cycle and approach the demons in order to get their name, you know?
Okay. Or the idea that no one can control them.
Oh, that's cool.
Because one of the things that I thought
was the nameless Ronin trope, yes.
Yeah, and because the thing that I thought was really interesting here was with Dororo, the fact that they said to the thugs, no, I'm going to keep doing it. No one can order me around. You know, no one can control me. There are no strings on me.
Nice.
You know,
good tie-in. Yeah.
So, like, if that is a parallel between the two of them, that would be really cool. And that way it can sort of give more credence to the why of their misadventures, since there doesn't seem to be something that currently will force them to travel together, other than maybe the child needing Dororo for like being a voice, you know, just interacting with society, right?
Totally. And that's another thing that's quite interesting, is that just Dororo can proactively decide in a lot of ways the story by their non-conversations, basically, with the child. So in some ways, Dororo being the name of the show kind of tells us, oh, Dororo's going to make a story here. Because this person has probably been aimlessly wandering around looking for, you know, ghouls, demons, or whatever, because it's something that they can see. And that's all it is.
And if you think about it, that is a great parallel / like way to basically just draw attention to the fact that this does seem to be, from what we've seen so far, set up to be a coming of age story.
Sure.
For Dororo and also for the child. And the fact that the child kind of doesn't have an identity, that's great for a coming of age story, because then they can start to think about, who am I? Especially now that they start to being like given a second chance or healed, or whatever this is with the skin coming back.
Okay. So then this will be a much quieter show. There will probably be action.
Yeah.
But do you expect there to be more of a focus on the identity searching aspect, and maybe just the conversations that will be through vague kind of communication of some way, and maybe they'll find some way for the child to write or something?
I don't know, because like...
Or do you think it's going to be more of an action kind of thing?
Like, I feel like they could take it either way, because it's really just based on to like how much time they want to spend on either on something. Because
good point.
Because
Pacing,
with because with the nonverbal stuff, they could have it just be like sideways glances and things like that,
right?
Like where it's just little things to sort of be that undertone that helps you like paint the picture in your own mind, kind of a thing.
Okay.
Or they could have full on like campfire scenes where it's just them, making dinner or something.
Right. I'm just impressed with their ideas of doing this, and a little bit like I have a little bit of trepidation surrounding like how they're going to create a genuinely engaging story
with so many limitations that they put on the characters.
That'd be like basically like, I want all the best stats for my character I'm going to roll. I'm going to be no arms, no legs, no eyes, no nose, no ears, no tongue. I don't know about the tongue necessarily.
Min-max to the umpteenth degree.
Okay, you get like plus like 12 onto all your stats. It's like, what?
It's like, good luck RPing.
Good luck doing anything.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Oh man. All right, so we've started the show. It's first episode here. It feels like the next episode is probably going to be the kind of that second, kind of half of a full beginning bit to the story here. Or at the very least, kind of fill in some of the gaps of things on the mystery.
Give us a direction for the story, kind of a thing. Yeah,
and explain some of the things that we were shown, but not actually fully understand.
Yeah.
Hey, we're blind in this, in the same way
just
that
like
the child is.
Yeah.
We are going through the motions in this, but we don't know why things are being done this way.
And I wonder if the child even really knows, because like
probably not.
If defeating that creature, defeating or killing or whatever, caused them to get their skin back, is that something that they had some like subconscious sense of, or like how does that work, or is that just a happy accident?
I'm going to assume at some point, based on the fact that they have spiritual perception, that there's going to be spiritual communication.
Sure.
And they're probably going to do little backstory bits on the child.
Yeah, I mean, they've already done
between time of that 16-year period.
Well, and they've already done one-way communication with the demons at very least, so
that's true.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Well, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. This is a very, very different type of show, something we've never really experienced before. So if you want to see the next episode's reaction right now, go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get an early access there. And provided we don't have any issues with copyright, we'll be doing full-length reactions there as well. And then if any of that interests you, wait, hold on. Discord for any level of support. Check that out also there as well. So and
before
also,
we wrap up, my sci-fi novel Battle Lines is available on Amazon. You can purchase it. If you're international, you can only get the ebook, but hey, then it arrives instantaneously.
Yep.
But yeah, so that's a thing. So go check it out because it's an amazing story. The link is in the description. So yeah.
All right. So if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.